good to have a subject when you're painting, and for me, I'm lucky that I have stuff right outside my door in Colorado, including diesel trucks going by. But what I have here, as you can see, are some aspens that make for a great subject. They're barely hanging under their leaves. This is the second week in October, but I'll be using these to talk about how the technique for painting aspens. And as I said, aspens, if you look at the one on the left, you'll see that I'll center it on the page, you'll see that it's a little darker on the bottom and lighter on the top. And the reason for that is the bark usually gets abused by the deer and the elk around here on the bottoms. So when you're out in nature and taking your pictures and understanding how nature works, observe these things, take pictures. The other thing I want to show you is the fact that there's always an eye in these branches. So let's zoom in. And you can see that there's that eye shape there with the branch. I see that constantly with these aspens. I've also seen another really interesting thing with the aspens. On a horse ride in northern Arizona, I actually saw bear tracks going up the side of the aspen. So they have a very paper thin type of a bark on them that's easily marred, and so there are all kinds of patterns in aspens that develop, and therefore you can really not paint an aspen incorrectly. All you have to do is make your mistakes look natural. You can see here with the aspen leaves, very interesting. What happens with them is they tend to yellow on the outside and green on the inside. So you can capture that effect. They also have to be, just a little bit oblong, whereas they come to a taper. So let's see if we could close up. And then you see how they group. Aspens also clump a lot. They grow in clumps, supposedly. So it's not unlikely that you'll have several in your clump. Now when you look at the aspen leaves, they tend to be a little less yellow and more dull when they fall on the ground. So again, capture that as well. And you can see them littering the ground here, and the fact that they're grouped and not really covering the total ground, but sometimes it's fun to paint them that way.